I'm doing it to the cloud. I think that's right, isn't it? Pause. Okay, I think we're recording. Good. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Katie Jane Hill. I am over in WA, and I am coming on today as part of the Frequency Soul Collective to talk to you about practitioners and how we use the AO scanner and SoulX in our businesses. And it's an absolute pleasure that I am on this call with three powerhouses, three people who have embraced SoulX. They've been using SoulX and the scanner for quite a while now, and they have incorporated it into their businesses. And, I love my SoulX. I've been a registered nurse myself for 35 years. I haven't practiced now for probably 5 years. And even myself, I'm starting to incorporate it as a business opportunity. I'm just setting up a room and having a practice. And not only is this a brilliant tool to be using on our families and ourselves every day, but it's also a great opportunity to use alongside whatever you may be doing in your businesses. So it's great that we've got lots of practitioners as well using the AO scanner as part of what they do. And today I bring you three powerhouse women who are going to talk to you about how they incorporate it into their, centers that they already used. So I'm going to start with our beautiful Debbie Jane Harris. So Debbie Jane is an integrative health practitioner and former RN with 30 years experience as well. She's a quantum health advocate who understands the transformative potential of frequency medicine in achieving a holistic lifestyle and abundance in all areas of your life. Debbie Jane uses the AO scanner in her business and as an educational tool to achieve homeostasis and 10 times the results for her clients. Wow, that's pretty incredible. So for you to just talk to these beautiful people, Debbie, and how you use that within your coaching, because I know that you do a lot of coaching with people. So yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I wanted to just welcome everybody. It's really lovely to see so many faces on here. For me, the AO scan was a beautiful tool to integrate stepping down from my nursing career of 30 years and into my integrative health practice and fully step into that and be able to use this tool. It's the most accurate that I have seen outside of the medical model. So my background is intensive care and emergency, looking at data and results and diagnostics for 30 years. So this has been really exciting to find this tool. Always been a huge advocate for frequency, energy, anything to do with vibration, and the importance of that and keeping our entire bodies well. We can't have one thing without the other. So I have a real mix in my clientele. I do have people that come to me for specifically health things that I help to support them in while they're journeying through that. They might be still in the hospital, in the medical system, but I still help them to maintain this homeostasis whilst they're implementing other modalities and things into their, treatment programs, which has been just enormous. Like the testimonies are incredible. I've got a lady at the moment who's actually going through cancer treatment. Her levels have been sort of a little bit all over the place, but we've maintained them now for the last few weeks just by consistently using the bioresonance. It's just been such an incredible tool that's supporting her while she's adding the chemo and doing all the other things that she needs to do. But the other really exciting part for me is that I also have like beautiful coaching clients that are quite like at the moment I'm working with a young lady who is actually really very entrepreneurial, and she puts herself quite in a masculine kind of push mode of getting stuff done, and has been finding it really difficult to find that balance within her own sort of being to step more into her feminine and the embodiment side of things. And I'm finding that with using the bioresonance tool, it's a beautiful educational tool that we can actually see exactly where the things are stuck that she needs to shift to next level her results. And the more we focus in on those things, it can be that there is residual, so there are a lot of people doing a lot of healing work, and especially at this time in the world, embarking on leveling up their, spiritual life, their physical life, their emotional health, and all the things. And I find for me with my coaching clients is just a phenomenal tool to be able to see exactly where people are stuck and then bring in the modalities, then bring in the other tools that they need to actually help. We've all got a huge tool belt as practitioners that we use to help assist our clients and support our clients and guide them into, their along their journey. But when I feel like it really shortens the distance because we get to actually see exactly what's going on. Okay, what are the emotions that are trapped in the body? What one is the most, what one's causing the most havoc, and how can we actually utilize this? That our inner voice scan is phenomenal to get a full overview of your emotional being, your emotional state, and how those things are actually now starting to impact your physical being and your physical body, and left untreated, they can actually you can start to get physical symptoms. So from a coaching perspective, it's just the most incredible educational tool. For instance, if somebody is also going to be doing a speaking event maybe, and they've got some anxiety or they're feeling a bit under pressure, I can send my clients frequencies through the week that are going to support them in that process so that there is less anxiety, that they feel more calm, more grounded. We can do energetic clearing, we can do aura cleansing, we can do all of the things that help to support whatever is going on specifically. It's so tailored for that person. And I know that one of the things, I use it every single day. Every morning I get up, do my scans, make sure that my body is in balance, look for the things that are, we look for patterns. This is the whole thing with this tool, is that, one scan on its own isn't enough. So we always encourage, all my clients tend to be, long, are doing way more than just one session, but we get then to look for patterns. So we see the patterns of, evolving, and then we can start to focus on, how do we bring those things back into balance so that they're really getting a full holistic approach to there. We can look at food sensitivities that might be creating chaos in their energy levels and their gut health, which then affects their brain health. Like, it is really just such I'm just finding it to be the most incredible tool. For the last nearly 20 months now, I've been utilizing this in my practice with my clients, and it has just been completely life changing. Totally, like the results at 10x is the results for your clients, because they get so much information and really feel supported. I'll get clients that'll message me, during the week and go, I've just had a situation and I'm feeling really, all over the place. Can you send me some frequencies to just help me at the minute? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course we'll do that. And that's what that all comes as part of the package, that, when they come in and work with you, that they know that in that support that they get in between your sessions, they also get supported with frequency medicine. They get supported with, wherever they're at, we can send the frequencies and help keep the balance. And I just find it to be, yeah, it's incredible. I can't speak more highly. I've looked at lots of other different brands of bioresonance
Yeah.
tools, and I feel like it has to be a real alignment piece. You have to really feel into it. It has to really sit well with you, whatever it is. And this just aligns fully with me, and the results with my family and my clients has just been life changing. So yeah,
Amazing.
that's yeah, that's
And
what
I
I've
think,
got. That's how I use it.
yeah, what you were saying really resonated with me with the voice scanner alone. That I was saying to somebody the other day who was looking for something to incorporate into a business. She was wanting to get out of a corporate role, and she was already a healer. And she said, do you think this could possibly be something that I could use alongside what I'm doing? And I said, wow,
Mm.
yes. Can you imagine being able to to send them a report that you give them of their voice with their emotions, so there's no hiding, the lie detector's out there, and that when you've finished whatever treatment that you do, then they can go home and have a piece of you at home. They can have
Yeah.
something to listen to that is specific to them and their
Mm-hmm.
emotions, that they can play at home whenever they want to. And that's, I often say these days that if Solex only had the voice scan, I would still use it. I would still pay for it. I think it's the most valuable thing
Oh,
that we have. And quite often with clients and clients that I've been seeing, sometimes the emotions come up and it's the first time that anybody's ever spoken to them about the problem, and it's on the piece of paper in front of them. And it's very humbling to be able to gently, ask the question, what does that mean to you? And I think that what you're saying, Debbie Jane, is the incorporating it into an existing business, because it is an onion that we peel. It is lots of different things that can make a difference. And the Solex itself will point us to the other things in people's lives that they can do. We don't even have to guess. It tells us that they need hydration. It tells us that they might need some fulvic acid. It tells us for chiro, and so we have a discussion. And if that keeps popping up, then we're on the right trail. And so it's all the time. It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Every time we open our eyes in the morning, or every week, we see something else. So I love what you do. I love how you talked about it. I know that you have some amazing stories. And I thank you today for coming on and sharing that with us so beautifully. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, who should we go to next? We've got another. Let's go to Madonna. Hello, Madonna. Where are you? I can see you. Madonna Guy. She has been a naturopath, a kinesiologist, and a kinesiology trainer, now online for more than 28 years. Whoop, whoop, Madonna. Having used frequencies in healing and a diagnosis for nearly 29 years, adding the bioresonance AO scanner to her practice was obviously a no-brainer. As a naturopath, being able to find the frequencies for food issues, molds, human toxins, viruses, bacteria is a boon to being able to offer yet another surface in her clinic. And yes, look, that's only just touches the surface, doesn't it, Madonna?
It does, it does.
We read that and I go, wow, that's a lot, but I just know how much more that we're able to see into the body. So we'd love to hear, how you use Solex into your business. Thanks, Madonna.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm a structural kinesiologist as well as a brain integration kinesiologist. So for me, before I'm about to do some structural work, I usually run the 13 body systems so that I can have a look where I need to focus. So I'll sort of have a look around the connective tissue of, say, the knees or the shoulders or the back or the spine. And it sort of gives me more information to be able to say to someone, well, actually, it's not just something really simple. Have a look what's going on in your spine. There's spinal osteoarthritis, there's spinal stenosis, there's, it sort of lists it all out. There's disc issues, there's hernias, by the time they go, yeah, this is really a long-term issue. It's not going to take a jar of magnesium to sort it out. So when you're able to really target something so specifically, like I did have an old bird in today, she's 89 years old, really doing amazingly well for 89, lost her husband 2 months ago. So she's just doing, and her daughter came in after her and said, yeah, mum's doing better than I am. But like the chemicals and everything, so being able, I'm a real nerd. I love looking at the chemicals that are stuck in people's systems, so all the things like pesticides and herbicides and all that sort of thing. Oh, is he mine? Is that someone else?
Okay, all done.
I've got a little one running around too. Anyway, so yeah, it's being able to then once again gently say, well, pesticides are showing up in your mitochondria. Maybe you should, start looking at some organic foods. Or if in the heavy metals in the easy scan, you start seeing things like, say, fluoride, say, are you looking at filtering your water? Some people don't think of these things. And as healers, you can't have all of those questions ready to go all the time. So it just does, the more you get to know it, the easier it is to sort of really start targeting that person. And when people ask me about the viral toxins that are in there, because, hey, it's a viral planet, and we've been injecting people with vaccines for over 120 years now on the planet. So, you know, that's a lot of viral toxins that have been injected into human beings. It comes down through the microbiome, comes down, you know, so babies are being born with the same stuff, who have been born with the same stuff, who have been born with the same stuff. It's the hardiest stuff that survives and thrives in our bodies. Another thing that I really love looking at, I'm treating a lot of cancer at the moment, and which is just crap, but anyway, I am. And one of the things that I really keep an eye out for fungus. So I don't know whether you've heard that potentially cancer gets a bit of a fungus growth on the outside of it. So when people go and get a biopsy or an aspiration or something, they break through the outer coating, they go in, they take a chunk of that cancer, and what can happen? The fungus can spill around the body. The cancer can spill around the body. Now, for me, it doesn't say that there's cancer, but if I know someone comes in with something and I see a whole bunch of fungus going on in different systems of the body, I'm thinking, yeah, these spores have, you know, been traveling around. So to me, that's it's another one of those little things that I keep an eye out for someone who's either been through cancer, who's been treated for cancer, or I'm treating for cancer. So there's so many little tools in it that I just sort of add in. And then, you know, there's just so much other stuff in the atmosphere that when you see it in the scanners, you go, yep, there it is again. So it just sort of keeps you awake, keeps you alive, keeps you switched on so that you can just keep going, okay, there's crap loads of this going on in your system. Let's go deal with that, because you can't deal with everything at the same time. You just can't. You know, and there's so much information in this, and people often tell me it's too much information, but I still believe information is power. Yeah. So I do believe well, I always give people the easy scan as well as the body systems reports, though. And if I have time to do a second one in the same session, I'll run a vital scan again and send that to them so that they get the big long list of things that were out of balance in their body, even if it's been brought in. Because with the easy scan, the only things that it sends them is the worst. Yeah. The 1s and 2s that are diminishing function, the 8s and 9s that are increasing inflammation. It doesn't show stuff that's good. So once again, you might not see something, you think, oh, I didn't see anything about thyroid. Whereas at the end, if you run the vitals again, then you get the big list of thyroid things. So then you can go, well, actually, you know, throughout the session, because then you've been chatting for an hour. What happens when you chat? Your body chemistry changes, your emotions change. You know, we're all a bag full of hormones and biochemistry, so, and emotions. So it's, yeah, I just truly love it. And honestly, when Beck told me the price, I was just one of those, yes, sign me up, whatever. Because about 20 years ago, I was working with a guy from the States, and his job, and this might actually make people feel either very good or bad about choices they've made in the past, but I'm going to tell you the story anyway. So a guy called Daniel from the States, it was his job to look at machinery in the medical industry and make sure those machines did what they said they were doing. And he said 80% of the time they did frickin' nothing. So they would open up the back end of things and they would look at the stuff, and there would not be what was being told was in those machines. And I remember the first time I heard about bioresonance about somewhere between 16 and 20 years ago. They were 16,000. No, they weren't. They were 26,000. And then I heard about another one, which was closer to 40 grand. So, you know, like for the cost of this, it's just, you know, that's why when back, I'm like, yeah, here's my credit card. Let's get it done. Yeah. So, and because the monthly fee as practitioners, the monthly fee is so doable. What is it, 150 US? So yeah, our Aussie dollars crap, it might be 230 at the moment, but that's nothing when you got a few people walking through the door.
No. Even so, Madonna, I was at a coffee shop this morning and my coffee was $8. Okay. Yeah. And I sat there and I actually thought in that moment, my subscription is $7.20 a day. And
yeah, right.
Was spending $8 on a cup of coffee when they could be scanning themselves, their family, their friends abroad. You know, my mom lives in England, and I can scan her and send her love and other frequencies. I can scan my dogs and my cats and a horse if I want to. Like, and it's for like a cup of coffee a day. Yeah, and like you say, as a practitioner, you can absorb that so quickly into your business, and it's really, to me, the most incredible, you know. It's just valuable to have that for me. So yeah, I love your work, and I often think about this system as a detect and correct. And
Yes.
we're not correcting with the frequencies per se, because we're not here to, treat, cure, or mitigate, but we can actually detect and correct. So correct means that you are maybe adding some frequencies, because as we optimize our scans, it will try and get that frequency that's out of alignment and not working properly. It will push it, and we see it in our scans. We see it going from a 9 with like an inflamed crazy frequency into a 7 maybe, and the next time it might go into a 6. So in a sense, we are correcting what the scanner's seen, but also we correct by saying go and drink more water, or go and see, like I did the same recently with somebody whose lymphatics were all over the shop, from their vitals all into their body systems. And I actually just said, I think you best go get a lymphatic massage. She's never felt so well. And then ran frequencies around lymphatic depressants and, the frequencies that we know that can help. So, the way you talk about it is great. It all connects, doesn't it?
Yeah. And because, and I'm quite experienced naturopathically, so I really do just give like a very quick 2-3 minute overview, and then that gives me the information I need to go do the kinesia and work out what they need. And but I was going to say, compared to the oligo scan, has anyone played with the oligo scan at all? So I bought the equipment say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years ago. It was about, say, $4,000 to $6,000 at the time. I can't remember. But every time you run that, you have to buy 20 up front. They're $80 each.
Wow.
So you always have thousands of dollars of these energetic things in your system. And I've still got a whole bunch there, because then I got the oligo scan. So you then have to pass on that full amount, before you make $1 for yourself. And it gives compared to the oligo scan, I don't know, might give a 20th of the information.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I have not convinced anyone to do an oligo scan since I got bioresonance.
Yeah. And look, we don't even have to have devices now. The technology's got so big that the devices that we had and we have, and we still use them, and they're great. The company has said, well, you can use them on other devices. And now within my clinic, I have my laptop, a clean laptop, and it's beautiful because they see the big screen. They put the Solex headset on and the bone conductors, and they sit and they can watch what I'm doing. It's and how affordable is that? You just buy your own wherever you can afford. You buy what you need to use the software, and boom, off you go. So yeah, I find it it's brilliant. I'm just very excited, and thank you, Madonna, for coming on and talking to us.
You're
I know
welcome.
you've got years of experience, and I love watching and listening to you. I've learned today that's what I'm going to do. The body systems right up front. So thank you. We're all learning all the time, aren't we?
Well, I was lucky. The very first day I ordered it literally was the first day the body scan system was in Australia.
There you go. So it was just a go-to for you.
Yep. It's November 2021.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, let's go lastly and not leastly to the beautiful Amanda Aday. It looks like you've got your internet sorted now, Amanda. She kept freezing at the beginning and we were all going, oh my gosh, but she's got sorted. So Amanda is from Melbourne, and she has been a full-time professional kinesiologist for 21 years, running energy medicine and 5-element retreats, teaching kinesiology and one-on-one consults. She has introduced the AO scanner to her skill set for 2 years. Firstly, in Melbourne lockdown to balance herself, then to use on clients online, and now has incorporated it as an extra service into her business, running programs, scans, and sharing, and building a beautiful team of people also interested in empowering themselves with this amazing health technology. And that's the word, isn't it? Empowering, because I say all the time, after years of nursing, I didn't know that, there was things like this. Honestly, I didn't know that we should look at staying well instead of getting sick. And to be able to take control of your own health in the palm of your hands, to me is amazing. So Amanda, talk to us about, your journey. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me. So my journey is 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years in August. This August, it's clicked over that I've been with Solex. And to be honest, it's gone really quick. I've never looked back. It's probably the best, easiest decision I ever made. As you said, I was introduced to me by Paige up in Queensland in lockdown. And I couldn't get out of my 5K radius. Obviously, I couldn't go and see my healers that I see for work. So for me to start with, it was like, didn't matter. It was affordable, even though I actually bought the device, which is a lot cheaper now, as we were talking about. You just need the subscription. Yeah, and I used it on myself. I used it on my partner. I couldn't get to my mum. My mum had an accident at the time and broke her arm. So the scanner came and got delivered that week. So I was able to scan her, see what was going on, and send her frequencies as she was healing, because again, I couldn't get to her house being in lockdown. So that was brilliant. So I sort of started to use it for me and my family to start with. But then obviously I was closed down and I couldn't see clients one-on-one as a kinesiologist. So I was doing a lot of online Zooms, and I kind of, even though they're amazingly effective, even though kinesiology is a touch therapy, there's still an energetic field that we're working with. The scanner for me was like, well, I'm going to bring that in. If we're staying in lockdown, I need my role to get easier and easier. And the bioresonance device for me was, it just made sense to use that rather than using me all the time, because I was quite burnt out. So that's kind of how I got into it. But then I guess as time went on, I saw that there was a business side and I introduced that. Then I also was like, if we're going to, introduce this device to other practitioners, I need to show them how you can actually use it in your practice and earn money. So that was my sort of thing, is like, it's good to be able to share it, but I think you need to show people how you can consult with it. So I guess I've spent the last couple of years working out the best way to consult with it. And, I kind of quickly discovered, like the rest of us, you just don't do one scan. It's not enough. So then I started to put programs together. So I used to teach before lockdown a lot of retreat work, and I wrote a lot of manuals on 5 elements. So I've actually brought all that knowledge in with the scanner and used it as programs. So that's one way that I've been using it as an extra, I guess, income earner and a workshop thing, but online. And that's been really successful. That's just been rolled out for the last year. And the other thing I tend to do is specific weekly CEFIs and scans and specific monthly programs. So I really target the person and what they need. And I find that's really effective. And it's also a great way to, I guess, give my clients another option outside just kinesiology. It's like, well, how can we also maintain you? I've got this program, or we can set up a, weekly CEFI, for example. If they've got COVID recovery, I had a few people with shingles, so I'd send them shingles playlists, and, different things. What else? If I had lots of like gum and dentistry, I'd get phone calls. I'm going to go do this. Can you send me some support? So it's nice to be able to send support outside my one-on-one consults. And then I do use it in my kinesiology sessions, but I only use it briefly, a bit like what Madonna said. I have a quick look sometimes before they come in, especially the body systems. That's probably my favorite one, as you said, Madonna, is just looking at what emotions are showing up and what specific causes. And I kind of just jot them down like I would jot their goals down for their session. And I muscle test within that session. Is this relevant? Is this relevant? And off I go, because often it takes me in a different direction to what I may have gone in. And so it opens up another layer. So I really love the body systems, and I really love the comprehension, because the comprehension, if you're working on a particular topic like the bladder or the thyroid, you can really see what's chronic, the 1s and the 9s. And I use those parts in the body to bring into the session. And for people who don't know, we can surrogate different muscles for different things in the body. So then I would bring in a surrogate muscle to talk to, the urethra of the bladder or something like that. And we go in and look at the story that way. So it's just an amazing tool on top of my modality already, that I can actually sort of cover more bases with people, but then also offer outside programs, outside support, and also, I guess, building a team. So I guess I've been quite isolated for a long time as a kinesiologist. I have kinesiology community around me, but in my day-to-day practice, so it's just me and my clients. So it's actually really nice to build a team of other practitioners or mothers who want to learn this. And it's a way for me to also mentor my skills through Solex and teach others how to, you know, either have a passive income themselves or use a health device for them and their family when they might not have thought that they could do something like this. So yeah, there's so many different aspects to this, and I guess it's really honing in where you want to take it.
And I think it's just, there's so many options. I mean, even you talking about the business option that we have. So many people I hear say, oh, I'm not looking for a business opportunity. Guess what? I wasn't.
Yeah, either was I.
I wasn't looking for a business opportunity, and here I am, you know, and it's predominantly one of the most things I do, like you do, Amanda, is I have a team. And I know that we all will speak the truth to say that the people that it attracts in are the people that are great to be around. It's like-minded people. And the compensation plan is extraordinary compared to other companies. So you get so rewarded by just sharing what we do and building a team. And when you've got the support behind you that we have, we don't, you know, it's all, it just flows nicely. So you can do a little bit of consulting if you want to. You can build a team if you want to. You don't have to build a team if you don't want to. You can just have it at home and then have it in your practice. But I know that this will just get bigger and bigger because Solex can continually improve the system, and that doesn't cost us any more. There is paid training on really in depth. If you want to dive deep into Solex and what the scans, how you read them to the next level, and most people don't need to do that. But we have a university that we can have, you know, go in and learn and dive into it and be that health practitioner within bioresonance. And it's, where do you want it to sit? Do you want to go all in, or do you want to just use portions of it? And that's the beautiful thing about this, is you get to decide which part of it you want to be part of. And we're just here to guide you and support you and show you what's possible. So thank you, ladies. I think I'll end it on that beautiful note, because we could talk all week, couldn't we, on the things that we've got. And I know for sure that this is something that I am very blessed to have in my hand. You know, a lot of us like helping other people, and when we are practitioners and healers, you know, this is a tool that we can use that will just be added into the belt, as Debbie Jane says. We use all these things, and here we are. To have this in our hand is very, you know, I feel very blessed. So I thank each and every one of you for showing up today. I know that it's hard. I know we have busy times, and I honor you. So that's really, really kind of you to hop on. Please get back to whoever introduced you onto this Zoom. We are all here to guide and support you if you're interested in taking Solex into your business. So just reach out. So thank you, ladies. Lots of love to everyone.
Thank
and
you.
Have a beautiful
Thank
evening.
you.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Not all.
Night.